All right. Good morning. Sorry, it takes me just a second to get us set up on YouTube, but now we're all set up. And my video is pinned, so you can not be worried. Your video is not going anywhere. It's not being recorded. Just I am. Okay. Welcome. Happy Sunday morning. Let's go ahead and get started by tuning in with the Adi mantra, followed by the Mangalacharan mantra, chanting each mantra 3 times. Let's really set an intention. We're going to really work with our glands today. So as you're chanting, what I'd like you to do is focus your eyes up at the third eye center to start to activate, to pull on the optic nerve, to start to pull and pressurize where our pituitary glands are so we can really start to activate that glandular system. Just rub your palms, close your eyes, start to bring your focus inward. And let's let the palms come in front of the heart, elbows up to the side, pull those shoulder blades down the back. Again, focus the eyes up at the third eye center. Take a deep breath in. Through the nose, exhale. And let's inhale deeply to tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Ad Guru Namah, Jugad Guru Namah, Sat Guru Namah, Siddhi Gurudev Namah. Ad Guru Namah, Jugad Guru Namah, Sat Guru Namah, Siddhi Gurudev Namah. Ad Guru Namah, Jugad Guru Namah, Sat Guru Namah, Siddhi Gurudev Namah. Take a nice, deep, complete breath in. Hold the breath in and feel yourself surrounded by healing space. That whatever distractions happen in this time, you'll work with them, you'll work them as part of your practice. Opening up a sacred space around you for these 75 minutes to be yourself. Through the nose, exhale. Inhale again. Deep breath in, eyes focused up, activating that pituitary gland, activating the entire glandular system so you can have a more expansive experience of yourself, a more radiant experience of yourself. Exhale. One more time, deep, full, complete breath in. Hold the breath. Hold the drishti, the eye focus. Feel that slight pressure in the brain and the optic nerve. Exhale, relax your hands down. Just sit with your eyes closed for a moment. Just bring a little bit of gratitude for the fact that you showed up this morning and that you have a body to practice in and that you have this yoga to practice. All right. Hi, everybody. Sat Nam. I'm Pavanjeet. We're going to go through a beautiful set today and then a powerful meditation for the spine so that you can feel really good, so that you can connect your spinal column to your glands to your spinal column, to your circulatory system. We're just going to get the whole body working in fun and interesting ways. One of the things I really like for you to work with today, and this is something you can work with in any Kundalini yoga practice, is working with the drishti, as I said in the beginning, is working with that eye gaze, trying to hold your eye gaze just slightly lifted here at the third eye. And this is kind of our default drishti, and you can carry it with you throughout the practice. So even when we're in between postures, when we're just resting in between postures, see if you can still keep your eye gaze here at the third eye. And what that's going to do is it's going to create a pull on the optic nerve, and it'll pressurize the pituitary gland. And when it pressurizes the pituitary gland, there's actually the pituitary gland and the pineal gland rest in a lake of cerebral spinal fluid that is in the third ventricle within the center of the brain. So on one side, you have the pituitary gland, and on the other end, you have the pineal gland. And the pineal gland gives us all those great feelings of being connected to source, of being connected to oneness. It helps to secrete those fun secretions throughout the body. We're really going to work with that so we can have that experience, so that pituitary gland can activate, so it can start to activate all of the glands, start to activate the pineal gland, start to work with the thymus gland, start to work with the thyroid and the parathyroid we're going to work with today, work with the adrenals, so that you can have a sense of well-being. And what Yogi Bhajan would say is that the glands are the guardians of our health. So we're going to build up our ability to be healthy. We're going to build up our immune system by working with the glands a little bit more specifically today, as we work also with the spine and the spinal column, because again, that lake is actually full of cerebral spinal fluid. So we're going to make sure that the cerebral spinal fluid is flowing in our body, so that that information from the glands and that the information that the glands get from the rest of the body can easily go throughout the entire body, from the base of your spine all the way to the crown of your head. So let's start by warming up the body. So we're going to warm up with cat-cow to get started. So go ahead and come forward onto your hands and your knees. Hands are going to be under your shoulders. Knees will be underneath your hips. And find a place where you can be really solid on the ground, where your hands and your feet are on an even surface. And spread your fingers nice and wide and press your fingers into the ground. And let your knees be the same distance as your hip bones. So there's a straight line perpendicular to the ground with your the tops of from your knee to your thigh with the ground. And then bring the sides of your feet together. So your knees stay spread, but you bring the sides of the feet together. The tops of the feet are on the ground and the sides of the feet come together. Now inhale, lift the sits bones up, drop the navel down, lift the head up. Exhale, round, and bring the spine up towards the sky as you tuck the chin and the tailbone. Inhale into cow pose. Exhale into cat pose. So you can start with this nice and slow, or if your body's already feeling a little warmed up, you can start to move a little bit faster. We move a little bit faster in Kundalini Yoga with this cat and cow. My cat has decided to give himself a very thorough bath right next to us. Sorry if you were hearing all of the lickingness going on. You just work with your breath, noticing your breath coming in and your breath coming out, starting to hear your breath. And immediately starting to work with that drishti. So as you're doing this, focusing your eye gaze up at the third eye center. Feeling that slight pull throughout the exercise, trying to hold that focus. Even when you round under, still holding that gaze. Nice. All right, we're halfway through. If your spine feels a little more warmed up now, you can really start to move the spine, maybe move a little bit faster. And definitely deepen the breath. Make the breath a little bit fuller. Feeling the lungs fill up. And then really squeezing the navel in and up to get all of the breath out. Exaggerate this movement a little bit more. Really opening up the cerebral spinal fluid. Keep it going, 30 more seconds. And inhale, lift the sits bones up, lift the head up, come into cow pose, hold that focus at the third eye as you hold the breath in. Exhale, sit back on your heels. Come sitting up tall on your heels. Bring your hands onto your thighs. Just close the eyes in between these two warm-up postures. Keeping the focus up at the third eye, keeping the drishti lifted. All right, if you can, we're going to stay here in rock pose. So rock pose is sitting on the heels, knees out in front of you. Legs are right next to each other. You're going to bring your hands on top of your shoulders. Fingers will come in the front, thumbs will come in the back. Pull your shoulder blades down your back. Then inhale, turn your body to the left. As you exhale, you'll turn to the right. Inhale to the left, exhale to the right. This is not about whipping your body around, so don't feel like you're trying to force your body to open more. Just move in a nice, sweet way. We're going to open up the spine through this repetitive movement. The more you can lift your chest and relax your shoulders, the more you can keep your elbows up, the more you're going to feel that opening in the back of the heart. And as we're doing these first exercises, the music is your breath. So connect with your breath. Connect with your own rhythm and stick to your own rhythm. And as we continue into the second minute, see if you can keep those elbows lifted still. See if you can keep the elbows back so the chest is lifted. And check in with your eye gaze. Is your drishti still up or has it fallen? If you just sat here for 75 minutes with your eyes at your third eye, you would feel very different. So make that your priority, that eye focus. And if you have to rest in the posture sometimes, then you rest in the posture, but keep that eye gaze. 10 more seconds here. And keep your arms as they are, but face forward and take a deep, full breath in. Feel the chest lift, feel the shoulder blades relax down the back. Focus the eyes up at the third eye center. Exhale, relax the hands down onto the thighs. All right, we're going to do one more spinal exercise to warm up the spine for our practice this morning. Opening it in all 6 directions. If you can stay here in rock pose. If rock pose is bothering you, you can always move into easy pose for this next exercise. You're going to find a seating position that works for you this morning. You're going to take your left hand out to the side, just by the sides of your hip. Reach your right arm up and over and feel a nice stretch in the whole right side of the body without sacrificing scrunching the left side too much. Then come through center. As you exhale, inhale, go over to the other side. Exhale through center. Inhale, reach the arm longs. Feel that big stretch in the right side of the body. Exhale through center. Inhale over to the other side. Beautiful. With the eyes closed, keep that internal focus. Now moving the spine side to side, getting the spine completely open. Use the breath to really help you here. The breath can really support you in this movement. Help open up those ribs, open up the rib cage. Our soul is there in the rib cage. So often we can feel trapped in our lives, trapped on this planet. So give it a little bit more space by really opening up those ribs with your breath. Come to center and reach both arms up into the air. Reach up. Reach up, reach up, reach up, reach up. Hold the breath, hold the eye focus up. And as you exhale, sweep the arms down to the side. Let the hands touch the ground for a moment. Let your breath come back to normal. And then bring yourself into easy pose. So if you're not in easy pose already, come into a cross-legged position with your legs crossed. If you have a cushion to sit up on, you can go ahead and find a cushion or pillow to sit up on so you can sit comfortably. So for this first exercise, we're going to do it 3 times, and we're only going to do it 3 times. So I'm going to explain it, hopefully very thoroughly, and then you'll actually do it, and you'll do it 3 times at your own pace, okay? So don't go yet. I'm going to start to explain it. You can just sit and relax for this moment. So we're going to sip the breath in, like through puckered lips, little sips, filling all the way up on breath. When you are completely full of breath, you're going to hold your breath in. You're not going to let any breath in or let any breath out. You're going to start by going in a counterclockwise direction. So if you're sitting on a clock, you're going to go towards the left, then you're going to round. So you're going to do like a little Sufi grind, moving your chest around, moving the rib cage around as you hold the breath in. When you feel like you're at about half of your breath capacity, you're going to start going the other direction. You're going to start twisting the other way, still holding the breath in, not letting any breath in or out. Then you're going to come to center. You'll exhale. Let me make sure that I think the exhale's through. Yeah, exhale through the nose. And then you'll do that again 2 times. So it's sipping through the puckered lips, little sips until you're completely full. Then you circle to the left first, as go halfway to your breath capacity, and then start going the other way. You're not going to exhale until you're still. Then you will start again. Exhale through the nose. The dristis, the hands are just resting on the knees. Yeah. Okay. So go ahead and come sitting up nice and tall. Bring your hands onto your knees. Relax the shoulders down the back. Focus the eyes up at the third eye. Okay. So we're going to do this 3 times. You're going to do it 3 times on your own. So start to pucker the lips and sip little short breaths in. Keep sipping until you get totally full. And then you start to circle the rib cage around, starting going in a counterclockwise direction. So left, back, right, forward, like you're sitting on top of that clock. Once you feel like you're at halfway of your breath capacity, you'll start going the other direction. And when you can't hold your breath anymore, you'll sit up nice and tall. You'll exhale through the nose, and you'll start the process again to do 3 complete cycles. When you completed 3 cycles, just sit in stillness with the eyes focused up at the third eye, holding that drishti. We only do this exercise 3 times, and hopefully on a very empty stomach. This exercise helps to balance the pH in the stomach. So if you have acid reflux or some kind of acid issue in your stomach, you could do this daily, 3 times a day, to help create that balance. If you haven't finished, go ahead and finish your last breath. And then we're going to come into child's pose. So you're going to come first into rock pose. So coming onto the knees, sitting on the heels. If this is really uncomfortable for you, you can always put a blanket underneath your hips. You can put a blanket underneath your ankles if your ankles are really bothering you in this. But find yourself in rock pose and then bring your forehead down to the ground to bring that third eye center, that place where we've been focusing, onto the ground. Again, you can support yourself with a pillow underneath the head. Find a way that you can make contact with your head to the ground. Let your arms relax by your side with the palms facing up. Bringing the forehead down, arms by the side facing up, forehead on the ground. And I want you to start to imagine that your spine is actually much longer than it is. That your tailbone is actually a full tail. You have this big, long tail, a very heavy tail. What I want you to do is I want you to start moving that tail back and forth. So you're going to move your hips. You're going to wiggle your spine side to side, moving your tailbone side to side. You have this huge tail and you're whipping it side to side. I want you to put more energy into this than you think you need to. Really feel like you're moving this huge tail, like it's 100 pounds. And you're moving it side to side, and you really have to move the rest of your spine. You really have to move your hips to get this tail to move side to side. Doesn't have to be a fast movement, but it needs to be a strong movement. Feel it in your whole spine. Feel your intestines and your stomach moving side to side. This is so good for the digestion. This is so good for your heart. Keep it going. 45 more seconds. You're going to get a nice rest after this. So I really want you to really feel like you're working hard here. It's a small movement, but really get into it. Exaggerate the movement. And inhale, relax the swaying of your hips. Hold the breath in for a moment. Focus at the third eye center. Exhale, relax the breath. I'm going to give you some options here. We're going to come into a relaxation next. So you can either stay here in child's pose and relax into this, or if you'd like to come onto your back, you could come and relax on your back. Or if you'd like to come into easy pose and relax in easy pose, you can come into easy pose. So decide right now how you're going to relax over these next minutes. Get yourself into that position, find yourself in a state of relaxation, and just relax completely. But even in this relaxation, see if you can keep your eyes in the drishti, and the focus at the third eye center. Track the energy in your body. Take a nice deep breath in. Completely let the breath go. In whatever position you've been relaxing in, go ahead and make your way onto your back. So if you're already on your back, stay on your back. If you're not on your back, come laying down on your back with enough room for your whole body to be stretched out long. Arms come by your side. So your arms are by your side, palms can be facing down. If at any point you need to bring your hands underneath your hips to support your lower back, you can bring your hands underneath your hips. Go ahead and point your toes. Point your toes nice and long. Bring the legs together. Feel your legs straight with just a slight bend in the knees. Engage your core. And now lift your legs, keeping the legs straight. Lift them up so the feet are about 3 feet from the ground. So your legs are coming up at about a 60-degree angle. Then hold your legs in this position. Engage the core. Keep the legs straight. And start to breathe longer and slower, deeper breaths. Really go into your breath, lengthening the breath, committing to these legs being at the angle that they're at. This is a very specific angle. Actually, if you find this 60-degree angle, it's one of the easier ones to hold as far as the different heights that we hold our legs. So find that perfect angle, that 60-degree angle for you. Try to keep the legs straight. That'll help you hold it. Stay with your breath. Start to bring the pranic energy into it. This starts to work with the heart, with the lungs, with the stomach. Just decide you're going to do it. You're going to stick with it. You're going to engage that core. You're going to keep with it for the last 30 seconds. You got it. 30 seconds. You can breathe through it. Lengthen your breath. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly bring the legs back down onto the ground. Let the heels touch the ground. Relax your arms by your side. Relax the legs. All right, the next exercise, you really do need a good amount of space around you. So make sure you have some space above your head. So if you're at the very top of your mat, maybe you work your way down a little bit further onto the mat. Be really mindful here. Make sure there's nothing around you you're going to fall into. Just be mindful of your surroundings. And then extend your legs up towards the sky. And if you can, you're going to reach all the way up and grab your toes. If you can't grab your toes, you'll grab somewhere else on your legs, maybe your ankles, maybe behind the knees. Try to keep the legs as straight as you can. If you need to bend them a little bit, bend them a little bit. But we're going to start to work up and down the spine. So tucking your chin, go ahead and bring your feet over your head, almost coming into like a plow pose with your hands on your toes, if that works for you. So find a way that you can kind of move up and down the spine here, moving up and down the length of the spine, rocking back and forth along the spine as it feels okay in your body. Back and forth, just finding this sweet movement, feeling that stretch in the backs of the legs. You are readjusting, refreshing the nervous system here. Keep your head straight. Don't turn your head to either side. Really nice. Keep doing your best, rocking back and forth along the spine, coming from having the legs straight above you to over your head. Holding onto those legs. Just doing your personal best. Last 20 seconds here. So if you had to rest 20 more seconds. All right, now rock yourself all the way forward. Come into a seated position. Coming all the way up into a seated position. Come into a cross-legged easy pose, crossing your legs, coming into easy pose. We're immediately going into this breath exercise. Your left hand is just relaxed. You're gonna make a U with your right hand. You're gonna block the right nostril and inhale through the left nostril. Take the index finger, block the left nostril, exhale through the right. Again, inhale through the left. And exhale through the right. So you're only inhaling through the left nostril, and you're only exhaling through the right. Use this breath to help calm down your mind, to help slow down your breath, starting to breathe slower and deeper as you continue. Inhaling through the left nostril, the receptive nostril, and exhaling through the right nostril, the projective nostril. And as you're doing this, check in with your eye gaze. Can you lift the drishti again? And hold it at the third eye. Complete your cycle of breath by exhaling through the right nostril and then relaxing the hands down. Everyone, regardless of gender identity, will interlace the fingers so that the left pinky is on the bottom. The right thumb will be on the top. So your thumbs are not connected with the rest of the interlaced fingers. There's a little bit of space in between them, and they're not crossed. They're just kind of resting on top of each other. So the right thumb's on top of the left. You're gonna bring that out in front of your chest at about heart level. Close your eyes. Inhale as you turn your head towards the left. Exhale as you turn your head to the right. Inhale deeply through the nose or both nostrils as you turn to the left. Exhale, turn to the right. So again, try to hold that eye focus up. We're distributing the pranic energy in the body. We're opening up the thyroid and the parathyroid. Beautiful. Find a steady rhythm. Thyroid and the parathyroid keep us youthful, helps regulate the body weight. Last 30 seconds, deepen the breath. Stay with the energy in the body. Feel it moving around. Feel the prana moving around. And then relax the hands down onto the thighs, relax the breath. Let the breath come back to normal. One more exercise before we come into our relaxation. Reach your arms, straighten out the arms behind you. Fingers are together, palms are flat. Reach the arms behind you and start to make big circles behind you. Big full circles with your arms, keeping the elbows straight. We're not here for as long as we have been for the last couple exercises. So big full circles, reaching the arms behind you, open up the shoulders, open up the chest. Last little bit here, really breathing nice, full deep breaths, feeling that chest open, feeling the lungs open. Keep going, 20 more seconds. Five, four, three, two, one. Bring the hands on top of the shoulders. Bring the fingers in the front. Bring the thumbs in the back. Take a deep breath in. Hold the breath in. Circulate the energy around your body. Feel that pranic energy. Feel that openness in your body. Feel the energy moving to all of the places that need healing. Hold the breath. Sip a little bit more breath at the top if you need to. Exhale, drop the hands down onto the thighs. Finally, completely relax your eyes. Relax your body. Let the breath be normal. And then when you feel ready to come onto your back, you'll come down onto your back into corpse pose. If you have a blanket nearby, I recommend wrapping yourself up with a blanket. If you need a pillow underneath your knees so that your hips can relax completely, go ahead and do that. If you need a pillow underneath your head, grab a pillow to put underneath your head. Just check in with all of the joints and make sure that whatever position they land in, they can be relaxed. But it doesn't feel like you have to hold some tension to keep the joints in the position that they're in. So maybe that means you need to spread your legs a little wider. That means you need to spread your arms a little wider. You have to bend a little bit in the elbows. And that means you have to adjust where your head is relaxing on the ground so your neck can completely relax. Just allow yourself to be, to relax here on the ground, completely letting go. As you stay relaxed on your back, start to deepen your breath, and then gently guide your eyes back to the point in between the eyebrows. Starting with this subtle movement of the eye focus coming back to the drishti at the brow point. And then start to wiggle your fingers, and wiggle your toes, and circle your hands on your wrists, and circle your feet on your ankles to start to stretch and open up the joints. Reaching the arms long, reaching the legs long, stretching long. And bringing your knees into your chest, squeezing your knees in. Then extending the left leg back onto the ground, taking the right knee in the left hand and guiding the right knee over towards the left side into a twist. Letting the right arm reach out to the right side. The head turning to the right with the eyes closed. Twisting the whole spine. And coming back to center, switching out your knees. Left knee comes in, right leg is long. Right hand guides the left knee across towards the right side. Left arm reaches out, shoulders are relaxed. Find that place of opening and relaxation. Letting any holding go. Come back to center. Bring the bottoms of the feet together. Bring the palms together. Rub the palms, rub the feet. Rub, 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 rub. And then bring the knees into the chest, rock up and down the spine again, and come up into easy pose for our meditation. So for this meditation, we're going to create pressure in the sciatic nerve and in the spine to really help to refresh the brain, the stem cell, and the spinal column. The mudra is Buddhi mudra. So the tip of the pinky and the thumb come together. The rest of the fingers are straight and together. This can really activate your monkey mind, your thoughts. But we're going to work with this in this exercise. So go ahead and make this mudra and just kind of hold that with your elbows by your side, palms facing up. So hold it in kind of a relaxed way. Now sit up nice and tall, bring your chin in. Feel your chin come in. And now start to lean yourself back. You're going to lean yourself back, keeping the spine straight, keeping the chest lifted, keeping the chin in, but lean yourself back so it feels like you're leaning back at 30 degrees. Almost that same angle that we were at with our legs on the ground when your legs were lifting up. So try to keep the spine as straight as possible. You're going to feel pressure. Really engage your glutes to hold yourself here in this position. Engaging that glutes is going to work with the sciatic nerve. Try to keep the chin in, chest out. And we're going to start to work with the vagus nerve. So stay in this position and stick your tongue out as far as you can. Really helping you to completely relax. We're going to work with the vagus nerve. You might not feel relaxed in this. You might feel like a crazy person, but this is the science. This is the technology. To get into that vagus nerve, we need to work with the tongue. So stick it out as far as you can, as far as that tongue can come out, so you really feel it stretching. Feel stretch at the base of the tongue, the base of the mouth, underneath the tongue. Keep extending your tongue out as far as you can, as far as it'll come out. And start to pump your navel with the breath to come into a lion's breath, a dog breath, like a panting of a dog, pumping the navel in and out, over the tongue. Just commit right now. You might drool, who cares? Just do it. Just get into it. Just commit to it. We're getting really wacky today, but you're gonna feel really good after you pressurize your nervous system like this. There you go, panting. There's a reason dogs do it. Bring yourself back into harmony with nature by mimicking this breath, holding this pressure in your spine, holding this mudra so you can get control of your mind. Hold all these elements as best you can. You can do this. We're not here for as long as we are for other meditations. Keep the breath nice and steady. Keep leaning back. Keep that angle. Engage the glutes to hold yourself in place. You can do this. There's a point where your ego will give up a little bit and it'll secede to the rest of you, to your soul. But you got to pressurize it a little bit. Keep it going. If you get to a place where the spine starts to shake, where the body starts to shake, that's amazing. You're releasing trauma. You're rebuilding your nervous system. Keep this breath nice and steady. Just stay focused on that breath. Hold the elements, hold the angle. All right, last minute. Hold the pressure for the last minute. Really recommit to that angle. Recommit to the breath. Recommit to the mudra. Try to build as much pressure in your spine as you can. Really engage those glutes in this last minute, really committing to it, letting that pressure build. You won't sway to the pressure. You're going to use that pressure to open up your nervous system, to open up the cerebral spinal fluid. Keep going. Last little bit here. Last little bit. Why? 15 seconds. Listen carefully. You're going to keep the angle. You're going to keep your tongue out, but you're going to grab your opposite shoulders. Grab your opposite shoulders and inhale over the tongue. Hold the breath in. Hold the breath in. Keep the tongue out. Keep the tongue out. Hold your opposite shoulders. Keep leaning back. We're going to open up the Shushmana, the central channel. In a moment, you're going to shoot the breath out over the tongue like a cannon fire. In 3, 2, 1. Inhale again through the mouth. Hold the breath in. Lean back. Keep that angle. We're going to do this 2 more times. Hold the breath in. Focus the eyes up at the third eye center. Hold, 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 hold. 3, 2, 1. Shoot it out. Last time. Inhale. Over the tongue. Hold the breath in. Hold the lock in the throat to hold the breath in while keeping the mouth open. Pull the tongue out even more. Pull the tongue out even more. Last little bit to seal in this practice. 3, 2, 1. Shoot it out. Come sitting up tall. Relax the arms down by your side. Close your eyes. Just feel that energy, that movement of prana throughout the body as you sit in a relaxed position. Feel this wide, expansive nervous system, this activated glandular system, this increased circulation in your blood. And how all of them combine together to create the magic of you, the magic of your experience. Really good. Let's close by chanting 3 long satnams, bringing the palms together, elbows out by the side, relaxing the shoulder blades down the back. Take a deep breath in. Nam Nam. Recognizing the privilege it is to have this body, to have this practice, to have this life. We bow forward, Sadnam. Woo-wee. Nice work, everybody. I would recommend, if you can, rest a little bit longer. If you want to come into child's pose and rest for another 5 minutes, if you want to sit in easy pose and just be with the effects of that for 5 minutes, try not to jump into, anything too intense. I don't know, virtual reality video games or something like that. Maybe take a little bit of time to jump into that. And just allow yourself to really feel the benefits of that very potent practice you gave yourself this morning. I will be back on Zoom tonight at 5 o'clock to work with the solar eclipse. We'll do a 31-minute meditation for that, and we'll do some intention setting. A solar eclipse is a more potent new moon, so it's a great time to set intention. So we'll work with that this evening if you want to join me. Same thing here on Zoom by donation. If you have any questions for me, I'm going to end the YouTube video, and you are more than welcome